from YesFinancialFree.com, and that's Nalu. Isn't he adorable? And this is his owner, Greg. Hey, say hi, Greg. And thank you, replay viewers, for joining this interview today. Greg Pentecost. He's a cool friend, associate, supporter, awesome all-around guy that I know. That we're working on projects together on helping actually promote this amazing personal growth program in Hawaii. It started in Hawaii. It's actually all over the world. However, I just wanted to introduce you to Greg because he's super awesome and he's got some great stories he wants to share. But first of all, one of the coolest things I like about Greg is that he's president of the Men's Leadership of Hawaii group here in Hawaii. And recently, just this past weekend, my husband actually volunteered with one of their programs where they put up this tarp around like an elementary school. They have this garden where they're doing this, I think it's called hydroponics, right? Is that what it's called? Where they grow plants from water jugs, basically with fish swimming around. Okay, it's pretty cool. And by the way, I'm in Honolulu, Hawaii. This is the beach. If you wanted to know where I was scoping from, it is a beautiful day. And we're outside having lunch. And so my husband went in, he volunteered for that, and they put up the whole MLH, right? Sorry, I keep forgetting that thing. MLH, they funded the project, they paid for all the materials, and then they were there to volunteer and put it all up, and it was amazing. And they had another project going on the same day, so it's an amazing foundation. They do all these community projects, and they also help develop men into better leaders. And what made you decide to become president, of this great organization?
Wasn't so much that I decided to become president of the organization, as that I had a vision for it. We work with a group, or we're all members of a group called Sci Seminars, who put on personal development seminars. And once you go through the leadership seminar, then you're eligible to join Men's Leadership in Hawaii. And when I returned, I saw what the organization was and had been before, and I saw some ways that I felt I could help take it forward. And so after talking with several of the members of the organization who really did like the ideas that I had, I decided to get involved with it.
So what is your vision? What's the vision?
My vision is that when you take a seminar, no matter how impactful it is, it's still something that it's 3 days or 7 days or 9 days or whatever it is, and it's something that it has an impact there. However, carrying it forward into your daily life and making it part of your world is a very different aspect to it. And that was my goal, was to create a community, not just have a place where people could do that if they chose, however, to create the community where people get to play as leaders in their own community, making an impact in their world and the world that surrounds them every day. And that was my whole focus, and that's what I'm working on. That's why I'm president this year, is to work on creating that.
So when you say leaders, what do you mean by leaders? There's so many kinds of leaders, like professional leader in their professions, or leaders in the community, like doing certain things in the community, or what did you mean exactly when you say you want to grow the leadership?
Leadership starts only one place.
Okay.
And it starts within ourselves.
All right.
Once we start leading ourselves, and most importantly, not just leading ourselves to our purpose and our passion, finding out what it is that really drives us, finding out the things that really have meaning to us. Once we start leading ourselves to that, then regardless of whether we want to or not, we end up leading the world. We end up leading the people in our family. We end up leading the people in our community. We end up leading the people, and it just grows larger and larger. And so what Men's Leadership of Hawaii is a place where people can take that, start with their personal, who they are, help find that through some of the tools that we have, and also some of the tools that we are constantly bringing in to help expand ourselves, so that we can find that leadership within ourselves, so that we can then have an impact and change the world ultimately.
So those community service projects where you were developing your leadership, and then someone had inspiration and decided to do those projects, is that kind of what happened with that?
Correct. There were 2 projects that were going on this last weekend. One of them was at Jefferson Elementary School, and that was headed by Grant Chapman with Evan Knight. Grant Chapman went to Jefferson Elementary School, and so for him
he's an alumni.
Exactly. So for him it's very personal to help take that school and make it a better place. Okay. And so he's the one who spearheaded that project. The other project was at Makakilo Elementary School, and that was spearheaded by by David Hattori. And David Hattori's girlfriend, Janelle Kagawa, is a teacher there.
Okay.
And so he's very involved with the things that are going on there through Janelle. And so for him, it's very personal on how to take and how to make the school better and how to create it better. And so for him, he's taking, both Grant and David are taking personal leadership to make a change that's going to affect them, and it also affects their community. And that's how it starts, and that's how it starts and ends, is because the more effect that we have, the more places that we take our own personal life, the more personal that all of this is, the greater effect we'll have.
See, that's a great thing, because you can have a personal goal, and then you have all these people supporting you. So when you
Absolutely.
have the idea, then you have a place to be like, hey guys, let's do this, and everyone's like, sure, I'll spend my time, my money. Let's all get together and do something for the community, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a camaraderie that's built. When we talk about a community, each individual person is having the opportunity to lead their own projects. However, at the same time, whenever you're on a project, you're working with other men who take responsibility for their own lives. You get to get corrected. You get to have people help you see areas in your life that you're not taking responsibility, which allows you to be more accountable and more responsible. And you get to learn. You get to be around people. And there's a magic and a dynamic that happens on these projects that, to put it into words, is almost impossible, because what happens when you're with people and you're really open to learning and sharing and growing, and you're with other people who are like that, the growth factor and what you get out of it is incrementally larger than anything you might imagine. So there's a lot that goes on that is it's not face value.
Right. Put a lot of great people together and great things happen, right?
Exactly.
It's like the power of an awesome, amazing mastermind. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so Greg keeps talking about, and I'm gonna actually let you guys see the beach over there. Isn't that nice? Isn't it a beautiful day? So anyway, he keeps talking about this seminar that we both did, and it's called the Basic Seminar. And just in case you're wondering what the heck we're talking about, it's a 3-day seminar, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's offered in Hawaii. It's going to be in March, yeah?
March 18th through 20th.
March 18th through 20th. So if you're watching this and you're in Hawaii, then, definitely hit me up, message me, find out more about it. It's also at the website psiseminars.com, PSI, by the way, if you didn't know how to spell psi, psiseminars.com. But it's a really amazing seminar, 3 days, and they just teach you these amazing tools. And I'm just going to share with you a quick story, and then we're going to go to Greg, and he's going to share an awesome story. So I'm just going to tell you, when I went to that seminar, I had one goal in mind that was really important to me, and that was to find my soulmate and get married. Okay, so that was like the biggest goal. So when I went to the seminar and I jumped on stage, well, actually, not everyone jumps on stage. The guy just asked, does anyone have a goal they want to share? And I wanted to go to the seminar because it's supposed to help me get goals, right? Solve goals. So I was like, okay, I have a goal. So I was like, me. I jumped up on stage and I said, I want to meet my soulmate and get married. So I was like serious. I told the whole seminar that's what I wanted to do. And I didn't know how a seminar could help me, except that maybe if I stood up on stage, some hot guy in the audience would be like, hey, she's single. I'm just going to give her a call, right? I was thinking of everything, okay? I was available. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, so, and just let me give you some background information. Before I took this seminar, I was single. And I had been single for a long time, never married. I was in my 30s, and my relationships weren't working out. So it wasn't like I knew I was going to get married, okay? I'd never been married. To me, it was like, oh my gosh, it's like impossible feat. How am I going to find my soulmate? How am I going to finally get married? I kept dating the wrong guys, right? And it's finally like, you know what? I'm open. I'm willing to learn from my years and years of many mistakes. So I went to this seminar, and they taught me some new things. I learned, because, repeating the same stuff, you're going to get the same guys. Well, I learned some new things. I learned how to make more balanced goals, and I actually wrote out a really balanced goal in a notebook from the seminar, had someone witness it and sign it, and I put a date. I put a date of when I was going to meet my soulmate. And amazingly enough, the date I put was like June of that year. Okay, I wrote the goal in March of that year. I said by June this date, my soulmate will be here living in the same place, we'll be dating, blah, blah, blah. And amazingly enough, 2 days before that date, my soulmate, who I met on eHarmony, and he didn't even live in Hawaii, he lived in LA, actually moved over here to stay with me. And it's not like I told him every day, my goal is to get you here by June, whatever. I totally forgot the date. Okay, I put the notebook away somewhere, and I was just dating a million guys, and finally this one guy, my soulmate, came to me, and and he found a way, and he found a job here, and he moved over, and we've been together since then. We got married in August of that year. We had our first, I got pregnant in December. So now we have a 2.5-year-old. We're still happily married. And it's been an amazing experience. So what I learned from Sai, I cannot tell you in words how valuable it was for me. But let's just talk to Greg. Because Greg, I know he learned a lot, because he decided to take leadership in the whole community itself and become president of one of the organizations for men here. So let's find out what Greg's story is, and I'm real excited to hear it too. So Greg, share your story. Let me go, man.
It's what part of the story is my question. I had used a lot of tools of personal development, because I've been into personal development since I was a teenager, and I used a lot of tools. And the thing is that unfortunately, at the time at which I was introduced to Sai seminars, I had achieved all the goals that I never thought I'd achieve in life. I'd achieved them, and I was actually at a real low point because I hadn't set any further goals. And so I was kind of going through these routines of just kind of being, kind of existing, and not really. In effect, my life was hollow. My relationships were hollow, and it was just not a happy place. I had the money that I might want, although that money doesn't make you happy. And so I was introduced to the basic seminar, and on Saturday night we're introduced to an exercise where you're allowed to kind of see your life, see your perfect life in the way that you want it to be. And you get to use this tool, and you're introduced to it on Saturday night. And that night, and since then, I've gone through and really looked at my life, what my life is really like, the purpose that I'm supposed to have. And I've used that over and over again, and now I'm creating that life. I mean, we can go all over the place and creating the business that I've dreamed of since I was a kid, and yet didn't take action on. I got back into motorcycles and motorcycle touring, so now twice a year I'm on the road for anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks, which is awesome because I have the liberty to be able to take, in effect, 3 months off every year to be able to go travel on motorcycle. And so using these tools has really allowed me to get back into, instead of a place where I was before where, life was hollow. There was really no meaning. Now I've got meaning back in my life, and I'm living the things that I know that I was put on this planet to do. And it's just, life is passionate again. And I'm absolutely just thrilled about being where I'm at and where I'm going.
You drove up in the morning screaming, "I'm excited."
Some days, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The best part is just getting up and being excited and being thrilled to take on the day and planning, getting up and going, okay, what do I have today? Great. And just knowing that whatever I've got that day is going to be absolutely amazing.
That's amazing. Thanks so much for the interview, Greg. I really
My pleasure.
Every one of you who have been so quiet, you can tell me your name, say hi. If you liked what you heard, tap the screen, give me some hearts. I love love. Who doesn't love love? Give love, receive love. And if I see that you tapped, I'm going to follow you, so I will check it out. Share this with your followers. It's such a cool message, right? It's not every day you find someone who's willing to take his time and become leader of a group. He doesn't get paid to do this. He's just leading a group of men to be better men so that they can be better leaders and create a better community for themselves and everyone else. And it's a very noble thing. So this is something we're sharing, okay? This isn't your typical story, so check it out. And also, if you're interested in taking this seminar, which we highly recommend, just go to saiseminars.com. The tuition is $595, I think, the last time I checked, okay? And if you're in Hawaii, I might be able to get you a discount, but you have to message me personally, all right? This seminar is amazing. My husband took it, I took it. A lot of people I know have taken it, and their lives have changed dramatically. So go ahead, follow me, MEYDULDULAO, Meidulao. Just swipe to the right, press follow. Love you. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for the hearts. If I don't see them, sometimes I know people give me hearts and I don't see them. I don't exactly know why. However, thanks for joining in, and I'll check you out tomorrow. Aloha.